By the end of this video, you will learn how to make smarter decisions at every stage of a pickleball point, whether it's your serve, your return, your third shot, or your response at the kitchen line. This isn't just about technique, it's about awareness, timing, and strategy. We're going to break down the game into practical, easy-to-understand chunks that you can take straight to the court and use immediately to level up your game. Let's begin where every point starts, with the serve. It might seem like a simple way to put the ball in play, but your serve can be a subtle weapon when used correctly. The first thing to keep in mind is targeting. Instead of serving the same ball down the middle every time, try to observe where your opponents are weaker. Are they struggling with deep backhands? Having trouble with heavy topspin? Once you find a soft spot, start exploiting it. Think of the serve as setting the tone. You're not just starting the point, you're creating an opportunity. Now, consistency matters, of course, but don't be afraid to play with some risk. Ideally, your goal is to hit powerful, well-placed serves with about 90% consistency. That means it's okay if you miss one every now and then, especially if it helps you get more weak returns or unforced errors in the long run. Finally, don't become predictable. Mixing up your spin, height, and placement will keep your opponents guessing. Throw in an occasional loopy serve or aim for different spots in the box. After the serve, one of the most important shots is your return. It's your chance to take control of the point early and to keep your opponent from doing the same. The key to returning well is consistency and depth. Aim to clear the net safely while landing the ball well inside the baseline. That doesn't mean going for the absolute back edge of the court. Instead, aim for that middle zone, deep enough to keep your opponent back, but not so risky that you start missing returns. In general, the safest and most effective returns go right down the middle. That neutral placement takes away your opponent's angles and limits their ability to counterattack aggressively. If they're serving hard, it's especially important to be disciplined. Use a firmer grip to reduce paddle wobble, keep your swing short and compact, and try to connect squarely with the center of the paddle. If they're serving softly, that's your chance to be more aggressive. With a slower serve, you can take a bigger swing, add a little topspin, and place the ball deeper to make their third shot more difficult. Either way, your goal after the return should be to transition quickly to the kitchen line. Getting up there fast puts you in a better position to take control of the rally and forces your opponent to make tougher third shot decisions. Now we arrive at one of the most strategic moments in pickleball, the third shot. How you choose to handle it can determine who takes control of the point. The decision between hitting a drive or a drop depends largely on where the ball is and how it's bouncing. If you're going for a third shot drive, the ideal timing is to strike the ball right at the peak of its bounce. This gives you the cleanest angle and the most power with the least effort. But if you're opting for a drop, wait for the ball to begin descending from its peak. That downward arc gives you a softer, more controlled entry into the kitchen. If the return is deep, that means you may need to step back to allow the ball to fall before you execute the drop. As a general rule, go for drops on most returns, unless the ball comes in short and high. If you're still developing your drop shot consistency, you might find yourself hitting drop drives, a blend between the two, to manage the pace. That's totally fine. The key is making sure you're moving into position early, right after your serve, and choosing the right contact point depending on your shot type. Once the third shot is played, it's your turn to respond. And this is where the fourth shot becomes your hidden advantage. Most people overlook how important this moment is. Whether you're defending against a drive or reacting to a drop, how you play this shot can shut down your opponent's momentum. The most important principle is control. Avoid going for risky sideline shots or trying to hit with maximum power unless there's a clear opportunity. Instead, your best targets are usually at your opponent's feet. Aim for the depth of their stance, adjusting based on how close they are to the net. If they're still near the baseline, hit deeper. If they're moving in, bring your target closer. Your aim should always adjust to where they are. Now, how you hold your paddle matters too. If you're defending against a hard drive, keep your wrist firm and compact. This helps you absorb the pace and direct the ball back with stability. But if they've sent you a soft drop, you can be a little looser and flick the ball back with some topspin. This is your chance to reassert control and potentially push them back again. Whenever possible, try to take the fourth shot out of the air. Lean into the kitchen instead of backing up. The further you retreat, the more you give your opponent the advantage. You might need to pivot back for a deep drop, but that should be the exception, not the norm. Staying forward keeps you in a stronger position and makes it harder for them to move in. When you start combining all these elements, smart serves, consistent returns, well-timed thirds, and strategic fourths, you start building points instead of just reacting. That's where real control over the game begins. Let's look at a few quick real-time examples to make this clear. If you serve soft, expect your opponent to jump on it. A deep, aggressive return can make it very difficult for you to hit a good third. Conversely, if you return aggressively off a weak serve, you put them on the defensive right away. This is the rhythm of smart play. One strong shot sets up the next. Let's say your opponent goes for a drive on their third shot. How you handle it matters. With a solid wrist and well-timed response, you can get the ball deep, push them back, and take control of the next shot. If they go for a drop, this is your chance to move in, take the ball out of the air, and press your advantage. One small hesitation can give away the edge, so reacting decisively and moving your feet makes all the difference. When you're up at the net, your paddle choice can help too. A paddle with a large sweet spot helps you maintain better control on fast volleys and minimize mishits, especially when defending against powerful drives. Regardless of your gear though, the strategy stays the same. Play smart, stay calm, and control the point with your positioning and choices. To consistently win more points, you don't need to hit harder. You need to hit smarter. Every stage of the rally gives you a chance to make the right decision. Mix up your serve to target weaknesses. Return deep with intention. Choose the right third shot based on the bounce, and be ready to follow it up with a strong fourth that keeps your opponent uncomfortable. If you've been playing on autopilot, this is your chance to slow things down and play with purpose. Just one or two adjustments can make you significantly harder to beat. Whether it's reacting better to a drive, getting to the kitchen faster, or choosing better return placement, these changes add up quickly. Thanks for watching, and see you on the court.